Greetings guys, today we consider the first etude of Lobos. Very interesting and very useful for arpeggio, for development of your right hand and arpeggio. So in the beginning I play it and then we discuss about some recommendations and some very interesting things. Good, let's put it. Thus, the first thing that I wanted to say that we have to play it with horizontal sound extraction, that is with the curved hand, with the classical hand, not by modern position. If, of course, if we wanna get very fast pace, very good speed. By this hand, oh sorry, I forgot to do it. Good, so if you wanna by this way, you have to achieve quite good speed, but not very impressive, not fast. Thus, definitely you have to apply exactly this hand. Why I explain it more concrete, more specifically in my another video, link of which will be under this video, so you can check and you can listen all improvement, all arguments about difference between this hand and this hand, between horizontal sound extraction and vertical sound extraction. So just repeat a little bit that I don't assert that one of them is better or worse. I use both, but exactly in the very cosmic, fast, virtuoso speed, definitely we have to apply this hand. Of course, simple arpeggio, for example, like this, you can use, of course, straight hand, that is to say, vertical sound extraction. But in this so complicated, complex arpeggio like this, you cannot definitely achieve a very good speed. Okay, the next one thing is you have to accentuate some places in this piece, in this arpeggio. For example, I divide in three types of accentuation. For example, the first is accentuate the first four strings, four notes. The first. Why? Because sometimes this place can interfere, you can make you mistakes, because this is a little bit hard place, difficult place. We accentuate exactly these places in which we have some problems. So this is like problem place. That is why we have to accentuate. Of course, we accentuate it in our work, I mean in our practicing, not in the performance, in the real performance, in front of audience, in front of people, right? Yeah. The next one, accentuate, on the contrary, the last 4 notes. Yeah, we have less problems, but sometimes we have it. And the last one is the best accentuation. This is like you have to accentuate the first bass, yeah, bass, and high notes here. As you can see, if you noticed, I played this etude exactly by this accentuation. Okay, again try. I will highlight it more specifically, more like stronger, yeah? If you play absolutely without accentuation, for example only bass, or even without it, like this, it will be a mess, chaotic and chaos, yeah? So it sounds not so good, actually bad. So I recommend you do exactly this accentuation, articulation, because it sounds just beautiful, like bass. Not only practicing, I mean, but in your performance. And moreover, in the practicing as well, because this is the hardest, this is the most difficult place in this arpeggio, exactly this one, because these 2 strings you are playing by the weakness, the most weak pair of fingers, like these 2, yeah? So definitely you have to apply this method, this accentuation, articulation, and not only practicing, not only in performance, but in the practicing as well. And I played a lot of time, devote exactly this kind of accentuation. You know, some teachers teach that you have to accentuate the first note in the first time in the arpeggio and the second time, for example, like this. First note, first time and the second time. But it sounds like too much symmetry, the first and the second time, too much symmetry, and it sounds not so beautiful. So my recommendation is play like I explained right now. Good. The next one thing, and this is just a find, and I noticed it only 5 days ago, really interesting thing, and I called it, I named it like principle of wyvern. This is a hero from a computer game, Dota 2, if you know this one. And this hero can rise above everything, above all heroes, above the nature, above the map, yeah, and attack another heroes. So the principle is, here you may just a little bit raise your hand not pressing, not putting completely by all your weight to guitar. So all Etude I played without touching my, of course, a little bit touching, but without pressure into guitar. And I found this way really 5 days ago, and just I'm getting used to it. Very interesting, and my speed accelerated a little bit, probably by 10%. And this is not so few, so little, so 10%, it's quite a good sum. Yeah, so just a little bit touching, or even in the air. So just maybe touching just slightly, I don't know, just don't to be lost. You know, I applied before this method when I played, for example, Sabor. The link of which I leave under this video too. So, and I applied this way only to change my hand, just to swap position. Because if you do it with complete touching the guitar, you create friction. It interferes your music. It's very obvious that you will create the mess, the noise, yeah, here. And the second reason is you are not able to change your position very, very fast if your hand is completely pressing into guitar. For example, the first way. It's long time, yeah? But the second way, now my hand just in the air, almost without touch, just slightly. So I increased my arm only in the beginning of cathedral. When it needed. And here I put again it into guitar. So it's like this hero from Dota 2. Sometimes you increase it and sometimes you put it back. And I used in the second place here in this Etude. And here, for example, I put it back, yeah? It was before, but now I play the whole Etude by this principle, because I detected this, your arm can feel itself better and more freely. Seriously, why? Because as you can see, we have here muscles, yeah, and a very strong movement here and here, yeah. And when your guitar and your arm is almost together completely, you press your muscles and you inhibit and impede this motion, this movement. This is very good, and this is like I don't know, like a find. And I like it, and I play only by this method only 5 days, just lately. I repeat again, before I played it only occasionally in some pieces in cathedral, only in this theme in the beginning. Here I can back my hand, like ordinary people playing. And only in this place. But now I use all complicated arpeggio. For example, this Etude. or even tremolo, yeah. Seriously, this is very good find. Okay, I think everything is understandable. Small announcement. I recently opened my new YouTube channel in Spanish. Thus, if you speak Spanish or are just curious, welcome over there. There will be not only guitar lessons, but also a combination of sports with music, with guitar. Recommendations on how to combine these things, I mean sports with music. Also, there will be various teachings on psychology and philosophy. The link will be in the description. The next one thing is the sound extraction. Definitely all arpeggio we must play with the pressing into the string and the preparing our fingers before sound extraction, like this. This is another topic, and in my YouTube there is a video, but only in Russian language now, and maybe very soon I'm going to put and publish in English version how to extract the sound correctly. So the first, you have to prepare your finger before sound extraction. For example, when you play this first, the second must be already prepared and to be in the deep of the string. You understand? And next you have to press into the string in the depth of your deck. By vertical sound extraction, your pressing automatically happened, yeah? Because of the type of sound extraction. So if you don't want or you want, anyway, you will press the string into the depth, yeah? But by horizontal extraction, not obviously. So, for example, I can play without preparing like now and without pressing. But all arpeggio you must do it because your mistakes will be less if you prepare every finger before playing it. It's like, for example, if we take example about one string, it's like staccato. Like before I play next note, I prepare it. Here the same, but only the difference is on other strings, in different strings, not only by one. Some guitarists assert that this way is not good, so you don't have to prepare your fingers and the whole. No way, but they are gravely mistaken, because I played before in music school and even my 2 or 3 years in the music college. I played it without preparing, and then one teacher who is very clever and smart, he taught me by private lessons, and he's very popular here, and he showed me another sound extraction, and I understood this is much better. So I have like two. Actually, I use both sound extraction. I don't assert that this sound extraction must be anywhere, yeah. but it depends on composition, depends on your technique, the kind of technique. And but in arpeggio, definitely. For example, in tremolo, never prepare fingers, never. And this is why in some recommendations I noticed that people taught that if you wanna achieve a very good tremolo, you have to play it staccato. This is mistake. This is foolish. Yeah, and this is very bad for your development. But here, on the contrary, in all arpeggio, you have to prepare and press, because this is like more reliable for your playing. So you will do less mistakes, much less mistakes than without preparing. Yeah, of course, in the very fast tempo, in the very fast pace, your fingers are not able to be preparing. This is obviously. But when you practice in the very slow pace and or in the middle pace, like average, like this, or very slow, or even this, you have to prepare. Of course, in the very cosmic speed, like this, of course, you are not able definitely to prepare your fingers, but your arms, I mean your hand and your fingers will be get accustomed to this type, and you achieve stronger reliability, more reliable. Yeah. And the last thing, you have to play it in very slow pace. I mean practicing. For example, I played perhaps 50% in slow tempo, slow pace, around 30% in the middle. No, it's not middle, it's fast. Okay, like this. For me, it's like middle, average tempo, average pace. 10% in your real tempo, your optimal, in which you are going to play in the concert, in performance, like this. And 10% definitely you should to play it faster than you can. I mean faster, you just don't pay attention to mistakes, not paying attention some errors, just playing faster as you can. Yeah, it's very ridiculous, but you know, I'm serious. This is very useful for develop your speed. If you wanna get a very good technique, I mean to be virtuoso, to play in very impressive pace, you have something. Just 10%. I assert, I emphasize 10% of your practice. So 50% slow, 30% like middle or almost your real, 10% in real temp, in real tempo and real speed, and only 10% faster than you can, because only by this way you can improve your speed. I hope everything is understandable.